Hey, if you are trying to find simple scrap wood projects, you want to make some money selling some of them, or you're just looking for something to do with that scrap wood around the house, grab your scrap. I'm going to show you a couple different variations of a very simple project here. You want to make some money, they sell pretty well, or you just want to make something nice to have around the house. Let's check it out. So candle holders are one of the best scrap wood projects you can make. So I'm going to find the center of this, which is 1 3/4. I'm just going to send a line through here. I want to know where my middle is. Then I'm going to find my center. This board happens to be 11.5, so half 11, 5.5, it's a quarter, 5 3/4. Boom, there's my center. All right, so what I'm doing here is I'm just finding my center point. From there, I want to figure out how many candles I can get out there. So when I talk about candles, tea lights are easy one to use here. So tea light is basically 1.5 inch. So if you have a 1.5 inch Forstner bit, you can make these things all day. So what I'll do is I'll kind of space that there. Then I kind of look, depending on the size of the scrap wood, how many candles I think I can hold, how I want to lay it out. You know, probably something around there. So I'm gonna see what my distance is there from one to the other here. So basically 2 inches. So what I'll do here is I'm going to go 2 inches out from this point. So I'll go 2 inches, 2 inches. Then do the same thing going this way, 2 inches, 2 inches. So all those intersections are going to be my points. And all I'm gonna do is use this 1.5 inch Forstner bit. I have it set where it's not gonna go super deep, because you gotta remember, you're making a candle holder. If you inset it too much, you're gonna run the risk of not only starting your piece of wood on fire, but it's gonna be harder to get them out. You're really just trying to make it so, you know, most of the lip here sets inside of it. Also, if you have the little candles in the glasses, same thing's gonna work here. You're just creating basically a lip for it to sit in. So I have my depth set. I'm just gonna run these holes real quick. Right, now you look, they aren't super deep. All right, but it is enough for a candle to set in. Now that's as simple as making a nice easy one, but you can always take it a step further. All I did was flip this board over. I want to do something different on the other side. So I'm gonna create like a little kind of swirl pattern there. I'm gonna figure out my spacing. Just something like this to mix it up. So all I did was make a swirly line. And now I'll just hit those points. I'm gonna show you the difference here. You'll see here, this one, I even went to the edge, and I saw that when I was drawing it, and I was like, you know what? That might actually work. So, you can do something like this. Just to create something different, just to mix up the pattern a little bit. Now you're probably looking at this and you're thinking, who's gonna buy that? Now, like this, probably nobody. They're gonna say you took a scrap piece of 2x4, you drilled some holes in it. But some little changes can make something like this more marketable. For instance, I'm gonna take it over the router, put a nice edge on it, throw some stain on it. Let's see if it makes a difference. So as you can see here, I went with this side. This one's a little boring. Thought this would be something a little different. Put a chamfer around it. Now I'm gonna throw some stain on it. See what it looks like. All right, even now, I mean, this thing looks much cooler, but you look at this, if you posted a picture of this, probably nobody's gonna buy it. But if you stage it, that could be as simple as just putting some candles in and lighting it. If you have a nice bath, put some candles in it, light it, set it next to the bath, take a picture of it. It makes a big difference. So I'm just gonna light this, show you how much more marketable it is just by making that little change in your presentation. All right, so you take a look at that. So I put a picture up of it each way, but that somebody can envision. Somebody might look at that and say, hey, that's pretty cool. Maybe they'll be willing to spend a few dollars on this versus just leaving as a plain 2x4 and putting some holes in it. It makes a big difference. Now, the cool thing about these candle holders is you can do something like this out of just about any scrap wood you have lying around, as long as it's big enough to fit a 1.5 inch Forstner bit hole in it. Scrap piece of oak came off of a pallet, boom. And there you go. That scrap little piece of wood, now it's a nice little candle holder. Some of my students had some scrap oak pieces laying around. We had some oak pallet stuff, and what do? Boom. Simple, marketable, profitable. Now, a lot of people look at this project and they think there's so many people that can make these and they're so simple to make. Believe me, people will buy these if you make them nice, if you make them unique. Yeah, you can do them very simple like I just did, and you might have some luck with them. But think about it this way. When I'm shooting this video, it is May 28th. We have the 4th of July in about a month. Do some and paint them to look like little flags. Do, part red, part white, put a little blue rectangle in the corner, put 1 star on it. Something to make it unique, something that'll make it stand out. Or just paint ones red, white, and blue. Sell it as a 3-pack, red, white, and blue candle holder. Imagine taking that 4x4 one that I made. Let me grab a scrap piece here. Imagine taking 3 of these, paint 1 red, 1 white, 1 blue, make them slightly different sizes, drill a hole in the top, boom, there's your 4th of July display for your picnic table. Anything like that, you just need to get creative. Around Christmas time, make some red ones, some green ones, some silver ones, put them in sets, sell them. Seems simple, they are simple, get a little bit creative. These are a money maker, and even if you're not looking to make money, if you're just looking for a scrap wood project you can make to have some fun, these are a great one. So if you found this helpful, make sure you like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.